Good morning. I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the October 16, 2018 edition of The Bible, Delight in the Details, as we continue our multi-session series from the book of Galatians. We have now arrived at that part of chapter 5 where Paul lists what he calls the fruits of the Spirit. And we've talked earlier this week that these are the overflow, the outpouring of the Spirit living in the believer. This is not things that you strive for in order to be loved by God or be in right relationship with God. It is the evidence that you are indeed in right relationship with God. It is the working out of the salvation that you already have. If Christ truly is living in you, then these things should be hallmarks of your life. When people think about your life on a regular basis, not that you won't sin occasionally, but these should be the things that mark a believer's life. So let's talk about what they are, the list, and what they mean in the Greek language, which is what they were written in. So the fruits of the Spirit include love. Now this is the agape love, the sacrificial, godlike love, where the focus and priority is not on self, but rather on other people. Then we have joy, also known as gladness. This is settled confidence in God, regardless of the circumstances. Next up is peace. This is actually, the word peace has the connotation of soundness and completeness. It's feeling that you're whole. If you remember when in what was it, Maguire? What was the movie? Joe Maguire, I think, not Joe Maguire. Well, anyway, with Tom Cruise, and he says to Renee Zellweger, "You complete me." Well, that's the idea of peace, that God completes you, and so you're whole, you are complete. You're not lacking in something that, and always running around saying, "Oh, I got to find of what I'm looking for." No, you've already found that. Then we have patience, also known as long-suffering. And this is the idea of bearing with others and being slow to anger. Kindness. This is goodness in action. This is giving tangible help to people. It's great to say, "Oh, I'll help you, I'll help you." But, the proof is in the pudding. What are you going to do for me? And goodness actually doesn't just say the words, although the words can be tangible help as well at times. But they also get in there and they provide real, tangible help. Then we have goodness. That's generosity and a benevolent spirit and approach toward other people. Do you go out of your way always to think, how can I make this person's life easier, better, happier? Even those people that you just meet briefly, even those people that are strangers, what is your default attitude toward them? Then we have faithfulness. This is being reliable and dependable toward God as well as toward other people. Gentleness. This has to do in the Greek with courtesy and consideration, good manners. Again, having the focus on other people. And then finally, self-control. This is self-mastery. This is the ability to resist evil impulses that we have and selfish urges that may come upon us. Now, Paul says the law is not against such things. And then he ends this with a very interesting verse in verses 25 and 26. He says, "If we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another." If you do have a lot of these wonderful things characterizing your life, I suppose that if you become conscious of that, that could make you sort of prideful. Like, look at me, I'm so good, I'm so nice. But Paul is counseling us against that. And it's fascinating what he says. We should keep in step with the Spirit. This is a military term that is actually being translated. Keeping in step in the Greek means that you are in a military formation, a line, like a soldier would be marching behind other soldiers and in front of other soldiers in a line. And he's saying that basically to be conceited about these fruits of the Spirit is as silly and ridiculous as if you are a soldier marching in a military line and you say, oh, look at me. I'm two people ahead of you in line. Isn't that great? I'm ahead of you. So if you feel that you are further along on your spiritual journey, if you feel like you're more spiritually mature perhaps than somebody else, don't get cocky. Don't do that, because that is as silly as the soldier who's only 2 feet ahead of somebody else saying, I'm first. I'm going to get to the destination first. It's ridiculous. We're all going. We're all in this line together, and we will all arrive under the authority and control of our Lord Jesus Christ. So I hope you've enjoyed this series on Galatians. We will take up something new tomorrow on the next edition of the Bible Delight in the Details. I'm J. Lenore Bressler. Have a great day.